What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chris here from the Tiger's Den. Let's call this thing Tiger's Den After Dark. Or not, because it's going to upload in the morning. Alright, so I'm back. I'm recording this at night, but of course you're going to be seeing it in the morning. I just wanted to do a couple of videos. I have been rushing. Rushing's the wrong word, but I have been playing the hell out of Luigi's Mansion 3 and Outer Worlds and Borderlands 3 and just game after game after game lately to try to get some opinions formulated on these games before Game of the Year and stuff were announced. So we're going to talk about that later in the week. I'll have some videos out because I am livid. But I have been missing some Final Fantasy VII news for the remake dropping, and we're going to talk about it today. So, jumping into it, Final Fantasy VII Remake, screenshots reveal materia, Moogles, and more. Yeah, Monday, November 25th. So I set up notifications for this kind of stuff. Thanks, Google. Okay, so based on what we've seen of the game so far, I definitely... Yeah, okay, go. I definitely do not think that this isn't... This to me is probably not in-game engine all the time. This is a really good, they say screenshot here. I'm going to guess this is obviously from a cutscene, and from what we've seen, it would appear that the cutscenes are, of course, a higher resolution and look nicer overall. That said, whatever cutscene this is, still looks gorgeous. Father, daughter together, love it. The church has always been, a special place for me growing up. Final Fantasy VII, for those who are watchers or maybe have missed our Final Fantasy VII videos that I put out, Final Fantasy VII for me was really special. It was the first video game system, PlayStation, that I personally owned. My brother owned the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo. I was the one in the house that got the PlayStation, though. So it was the first system that I ever owned as a kid. Final Fantasy VII was the first game that I got on it, followed very shortly by Tactics. And just everything here is a real punch to the nostalgia bone for me, and the church was always just so... Seeing Advent children, the church is just... It's a special place for me. It really is. So, today we revealed a whole load of new screenshots from Final Fantasy VII Remake. The images take you closer to the game ever before, showcasing Avalanche, the Turks, the upgrade system, new materia, menus, minigames, reimagined locations, and more, not to mention some beautiful new artwork. I love this. I remember this because this was, if you remember, the high wind in the background, and that was always hilarious to people for whatever reason. It's just promo art, guys. Calm down. Oh, she looks great in this game. I, of course, already have my Final Fantasy VII Remake pre-ordered, the deluxe edition, because I want the cool cloud on the motorcycle. You should, too. Make sure you have yours pre-ordered. Up close with Avalanche, we have some new screenshots of fan-favorite members of the anti-Shinra group Avalanche: Biggs, Jesse, Wedge. Biggs is calm, cool, and collected, even in the most extreme circumstances. He's tidy by nature and loves nothing more than cleaning and taking a shower. Great. I think Biggs looks awesome in this game. I really like what they've done with the design of him. Love the headband, love the hair, love that he's like stacked top to bottom with guns. Jessie is in charge of procurement for Avalanche. She can get her hands on everything from explosives to fake IDs. She's also a skilled engineer and earns money for the group by fixing water filtration units and devices to sell on. She does have a weakness for handsome men, though. I'm not as big a fan of this shot of Jessie, but we've seen her in multiple other shots. She looks amazing. Wedge is an invaluable member of Avalanche who uses wits and charms to gather information, diffuse tense situations, including those within the team. He also has another important role. He tastes new menu items in 7th level. Well, someone's got to do it, right? I've always been meh on Wedge. He's okay. Here's one thing I'm going to say that I really like that it seems like they're doing, and we're going to talk about this in future videos, but the way that they're, I don't want to say doubling down, but expanding on these characters that I always felt in the original Final Fantasy VII that I was not as attached to as maybe they wanted me to be. And I feel like now we're getting to a place where they're developing these characters and rounding out these characters. They're making them whole people, essentially. You know, the way that the original Final Fantasy VII, and this was a sign of the times, but it's not an excuse. I've never thought that Cloud was the perfect main character. When I look at what was American 3 or 6, I thought all the characters in that ensemble, other than save 1 or 2, and I'm not, of course, counting the Sasquatch, I thought they were all really well-rounded characters. I don't think all of the same characters in 7 or subsequent games got that same treatment. As much as people crap on Final Fantasy 13, I think since 6, 13 has actually done probably the best job rounding out characters. I thought 10's characters were all unlikable and terrible. 9 is probably the worst Final Fantasy that's ever been produced. 8 is a very close second. I'll play Final Fantasy Mystic Quest before you will get me to replay those games. And characters are a big part of that, for sure. Meet the Turks. The Turks are a small elite organization within Shinra. The shadowy group does everything the company needs it to, be it scouting out candidates for soldier, protecting VIPs, or even assassination. Here's a couple of them. Reno. Glasses, or his goggles, flaming red hair, cynical, aloof attitude in battle, his agility and specialized weaponry and attacks make him a real threat. I'm pretty sure it's just the electric batons that he has as weapons, but sure. Rude is instantly recognizable with his shaved head, sunglasses, imposing stature. A man of few words, martial arts and strengths are what he relies on in battle, and completes missions as efficiently as possible. Of the two of them, I have always found Reno to be a better character. Because Rude is so quiet, he's just not really like a character. You know, he's a lot of the time he's just like a piece of the scenery. Okay, so getting into the action, Final Fantasy VII Remake features a fast-paced, real-time battle system that gives you lots of choice in how you approach combat. Each character a unique ability. In Cloud's case, he can switch between Operator and Punisher mode. Reading through this, I want to say I love the way that they're giving each character a unique feel for how they go about the differences in this battle system. Every character having like their own quirks in battle, their own modes, their own feel. Just, if you're going to put the game into an action setting, that you had to do this. Operator mode offers a good balance between strength, defense, and mobility. Press of the triangle puts him in Punisher mode, where movement is reduced, but his attacks become much more powerful. And then we're seeing screenshot. We've already seen this screenshot here. The swirling effects on the blades are awesome. We've already seen, I believe, this one here. Cloud also has access to powerful attacks, including Triple Slash. Oh, look at the colors on that, which hits all enemies nearby with 3 consecutive strikes. And the ranged attack, Blade Burst. That looks very cool. I love the way that looks. For a detailed rundown on how the battle system works, check out our full article on this. And of course, I had already covered that article in a previous video. You can see that on the channel. Switching to classic mode, here we go. So for everyone that was complaining, oh, excuse me, microphone. For everyone that was complaining about the way that they were changing to the action-oriented combat, I love that they've considered you and put in classic mode. I'm debating, I might play the game twice. Literally just to play through on each mode and see which one I like more. For those players who prefer overall strategy over moment-to-moment action or want to experience closer to the original turn-based gameplay of the Final Fantasy VII, Classic Mode is for you. In this mode, your characters will perform basic attacks automatically. When the ATB gauge is full, you can select a special ability to use from the menu, similar to how the original game played. So basically, it takes away all agency and choice from you, up until the moment where you're picking something for your character to do. Picture the original Final Fantasy as your gauge fills up. In this game, you are going to be filling your gauge up by doing these attacks and staying in the action. Classic mode is going to take that away from you. and the game is going to do the optimal attacks and stuff moment to moment. You will be picking the actions when the ATB fills up. Seems like a nice adaptation or reimagining of that. Iconic locations reimagine. Faithfully, this game recreates beloved areas of the original game. It also adds new areas that couldn't fit into the original game. That is an interesting little tidbit hidden there. Here we can see the iconic church in the slums, just a stone's throw from Sector 5. It's one of the only places in the slums where flowers grow, making it a special place for Earth. Yep, again, love the church. The next shots of her home, nestled in the corner of Sector 5. It's a beautiful house that contrasts with the slums surrounding it. And I can't stress enough how much I love. If this is really in-game engine right here, and I think we've seen that that's cloud over by the door there in zoomed-in screenshots, high resolution. I love the changes to this area architecturally. I think this looks gorgeous. I think, yeah, it looks like something like a hovel you'd build in the slum area of a town that's kind of beat down. You know, you can see on the right-hand side of the screen some tech that's, you know, just kind of beat to crap. The lighting in that room is, oh, that is to die for. Look at the old TV in the background, too. Cannot get over how good that is. Alright, let's assess some materia. Cloud and company are able to use special abilities, including magic, summons, and more. It's all thanks to materia, orbs of crystallized Mako energy that, when equipped, imbue the wielder with incredible power. Case in point, here we can see Aerith using the fire spell. Fire spell's particles look great. Of course, not all materia is about offense. Take the assess materia. Aha, see, assessing materia. Picture below, it shows you an enemy's specific strengths and weaknesses, helping you refine your strategy when you take it on. Knowledge is power after all. So here we can see assess on a grass strike. Shows you the HP, large bugs like dark confined spaces, usually encountered in tunnels, and the plate interior. They spew sticky threads from their mouth parts that ensnare their prey. And then I love that it gives you that little yellow text of ice attacks rapidly fill their stay range and protect themselves with barrier when low on health or isolated. And then you can see the exact rewards, items dropped, and what you can steal from them. Great. We've seen that like scan and stuff in other games. Of course, on the right hand side you can see the weaknesses and then the number of them defeated. So that's cool. Enhancing weapons. This is interesting. I had heard a buddy of mine say he read this article, and this was a key to him. Enhancing weapons. Weapons also contain core materia, and by you can weapons also contain core materia, and by you can upgrade them to increase the power of your equipment. Naturally, that includes Cloud's Buster Sword. So here we see the Buster Sword core. Everything surrounding it. Let's take a look in the upper left. You can actually see that the Buster Sword has, on the left-hand side, 2 linked materia and then an individual materia. I'm not entirely sure what is on this upper right-hand side. The 4 of 4, 1 of 4, 4 of 6. Is that cores? Is that upgrades to the actual weapon? If so, I want to hear about it. Okay. What's more, every weapon has unique abilities that increase in proficiency the more you use them. Yeah, I saw this. A Buster Sword has focused thrust, proficiency 1000%. The bonus staggers a foe. And there again, we see it. 4 out of 4, 0 out of 4, 3 out of 6, right above that ability section on the right-hand side. Here we see, though, you'll notice up here the Buster Sword has 2 linked and 1 individual materia slot. Coming down here, that Buster Sword only has 2 linked slots, and you'll notice it has a 35 under attack, 35 under magic. Up here it has a 43 attack, 35 out of magic, and of course the upgrades are different. 4 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 4 out of 6, then down here 4 out of 4, 0 out of 4, 3 out of 6. So clearly from the bottom screen to the top screen, they've enhanced or upgraded their Buster Sword. I really like that because if you like the look of a weapon more than one that you pick up later on, I like this a lot. Oh, this is something that makes me excited for the equipment system. Because we see in the bottom left-hand side of this screenshot, too, that there is a weapon level to that Buster Sword. I really like this. I like this a lot, people. The old equipment system, and let's just call it what it is, Final Fantasy VII had a really mundane equipment system. You were essentially looking at the linked materia on a piece of equipment and deciding whether or not you could rationalize using it. You know, you had really powerful weapons that had nothing linked. Then you had really powerful or decent weapons that had a lot of things linked, and there were trade-offs. Here, I like that you're able to upgrade them, keeping weapons that you like relevant throughout the game, but I also like that ability. So you're able to upgrade a weapon whose ability you like more. Because here we see Iron Blade, Hard Edge, Nail Bat, and if we look carefully, we can actually see Nail Bat appears to have, I think, yeah, no materia slots on it offhand. Iron Blade looks to have 3 independent. Hard Edge has 2 linked, 1 independent. It looks like it's hard to see on my screen, but that like I said, that gets me very excited. This also gives us, I don't want to say something to grind for, but as someone who likes to 100% stuff, I love the idea of capping out all my weapons and then just being able to pick whichever weapon I want. Love that. If an ability's proficiency level maxes out, the character can use it with any other weapon. Oh yeah, that is even cooler. Meet the new Kokobo and Chocobo and Moogle. Summons are a special, exceptionally powerful form of materia. Equip 1, and once a summon gauge is full, you can call the ally into the fight. In the past, we've showcased Fiery Freet and Cool as Ice Shiva. Today, we reveal a new summon that's just as powerful, but a little cuter. Chocobo and Moogle. Moogle blasts foes. The dynamic duo also can use Stampede to trample them. Obviously, if you're going to remake the game, you cannot take out this summon. Similar to the one, you can't take out the Fat Bird. Dynamic duo can use Stampede. Oh, that's beautiful. These new screenshots highlight some of the additional things to do. Side activities and minigames. If you need a break from battling Shinra, you can play darts. Okay. I'm not big on minigames, like I'll do them once, but I'm happy they're in there. I golden saucer at every minigame to, you know, the best. Can also enjoy fast-paced bike battles. In this, we can see Cloud and Jesse in a thrilling chase with Shinra operatives. Okay, so that explains some stuff from the trailer. If that's a minigame, loving that. We hope you enjoy this glimpse. March 3rd, 2020. Oh, please do not get delayed. I cannot wait for this game. And that'll actually put it 17 days ahead of Animal Crossing. I needs it. I needs it. Also, you can't delay it. We have Avengers coming in May. I need that as well. So thank you guys for joining us. This has just been a breakdown of some of the Square Enix drop news for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll have a second part coming out that talks about the development and design team. But otherwise, thank you guys so much. If you want to stick around, talk to us about this kind of garbage. Not garbage, awesome stuff, obviously. But if you want to stick around, hang out with us, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's have a conversation in the comments section below about your thoughts for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, how hyped you are, what level is your hype, and can we get a shot of red yet? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I've been Chris. This has been the Tiger's Den. You guys have been great.